everyone, welcome to Blind Girl Vlogs. I know it's been a while since I've actually sat down and done a video for you guys, just updating you with life happenings here over in Sibby's world, and it's not always been fun and laughter, unfortunately. So yeah, grab yourself a cuppa and let's dive in, shall we? My little cozy corner of the internet while guard dog Marty is happily playing with his biscuit treat ball. It's one of his favorite things to do, and I thought I would give him something to focus on while I'm doing this video, because he really enjoys actually focusing on something rather than probably just listening to me chatter on. So let's rewind. So before August, I came on here and gave you a little update to say that I was going to be going camping and going to my friend's wedding, which all of those things I did do. But the friend who I went and was a bridesmaid at sadly passed away in October. Really unexpected, actually, very sudden. And it was truly heartbreaking. She was my best friend, and I've known her for nearly 16 years. And I'm a godmother to her daughter. And it just stopped me in my tracks. It literally stopped every fibre of my being, thinking, blimey, she's my age, no age at all. And life just comes and goes like that. So it's kind of made me reflect a little bit on my own life and my own journey and how precious life actually is. And I know it's very philosophical on a Saturday to be sitting down watching me probably discuss and talk about life in this way, but I'm 41 next Friday, oh my goodness, and it really gave me the whole kind of feeling of, Siobhan, life is just fleeting. Enjoy every moment while you can. Take every opportunity, build connections, cherish loved ones and friends and family, and you guys as well, because without you guys, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing in raising awareness about blindness and how I live my life as a blind person, and really to give hope and inspiration to anyone who's going through the motion of sight loss, because actually there is hope. I'm hopefully living proof of that, as are many amazing other people on this platform and out there in the world too. Now, I always say to people, blind or not, that it's so important to really tell your loved ones how cherished they are, because you never know what tomorrow brings. And I know it's probably a really kind of deeping, meaningful video for you to kind of like stumble across if you haven't actually watched any of my videos before, but I think it's good to keep it real, authentic, and to be open and honest about these conversations. So at the moment, we are just waiting to hear next plans and next future things of what's going to be happening with my friend's funeral and things like that. But it's just awful, actually. It really made me feel quite upset about 6 weeks. That's all it was, 6 weeks from when I was up with her celebrating her big day and the rest of her life. And then 6 weeks later, her life support was switched off, and just how life can just be there and then not. So yeah, that's one big thing that I'm kind of dealing with at the moment as well. And in between that, guide dog Marty has been quite poorly. He's now a lot better, thankfully. I have updated people all across my social media. If you're not following me on there, go follow me on X and Instagram, TikTok, Blind Girl Vlogs, across my social media. But yeah, guide dog Marty was very, very poorly. He had gastroenteritis, and he was quite sick, so he was at the vet for a good week in their hospital. They did an amazing job at looking after him. But again, that just goes to show me how much I rely very much on Marty. And he gives me the confidence to live the life I choose, to go out into the world, to work, to socialise. And not having him by my side really was quite difficult. And although I'm quite good at my long cane skills, I still felt very vulnerable, and it made me think about when I went out, how I went out, whether I got taxis to familiar places that I would usually walk with guide dog Marty, because I didn't necessarily have the confidence with my cane. Now, guide dogs were amazing, actually. They came and did some emergency long cane training just to build and refresh my memory, because I had long cane training many years ago while I was waiting for guide dog Marty on the guide dogs waiting list. But when you don't really use the cane day in, day out, those things you often forget that are there. Like obstacles that guide dog Marty would walk around, I actually found them really useful with my cane, because I knew then, oh, okay, well, that's where that crossing is. I can then go further down the pathway and turn a left. So I use obstacles with my cane as an orientation point. But with Marty, we do it in a very different way. So again, that made me kind of quite nervous, and my confidence took a massive drop. I think it's really important, again, and I've talked about authenticity and I talk about being real and being truthful. Blindness can be difficult. And I think because I live on my own, because I have to rely solely on my own independence, and that's fine. We all have independence in different ways. No, there's no right or wrong way, and we all need help in various different forms. And just because I live alone, it doesn't mean that I'm the most independent person going. Of course not. But there are so many different ways that conjure up independence. So it still made me feel quite vulnerable, because Marty wasn't here, and I needed to adapt in many different ways of utilizing my cane, using my skills, using technology to advance those skills, hone in the things that I've learned. So it just made me again appreciate actually what guide dog Marty does. And I'm sure many of you with guide dogs or assistance dogs just know how much each of our dogs means to us in whatever ways. So yeah, I think people can relate. And that's why I go back to being my true authentic self. I don't think I could come on here and just be constantly smiling and say everything is great, because life doesn't work like that, blind or not. And I think by having these open and frank discussions, it allows us all to feel that we're not alone, and it fosters understanding and empathy. And don't suffer in silence. Nobody should feel that they can't talk to anyone. Please, if you are struggling in whatever form, it's really important that you just reach out to someone you feel confident and comfortable with, because life can get difficult, and let's not sugarcoat it. So, as I say, guide dog Marty was very, very poorly, and in between that, I was going through the awful news about my friend. And while trying to work and just live and do all the things that I needed to do, sometimes it can be quite overwhelming. And I have been lucky enough to have amazing friends, family, and my boyfriend to really kind of hold me up, because I think without people in my life who could do the things that I need them to do at the time and just be there, just place a hand on my shoulder to say, we are with you. And obviously you guys as well. People always send me such amazing messages of support across my social media. So I just want to reiterate, thank you so much to each and every one of you who's following my journey, but equally who's still here right from the very word go. And I just feel so blessed that this community that I've created and that we all belong to is just so lovely. And we all need to remember that we all are better off with each other, supporting each other, and each of us has a rich voice that we can add to the tapestry of life and really raise awareness and just be ourselves. Don't be anything other, because people love and like you for who you are. And I always say that to people. So I'm sorry if this video is a bit philosophical, and probably a little bit deep and meaningful for a Saturday. But I just really wanted to come on and update you with where I am. Mentally, I'm doing okay. I've spoken very briefly about my own struggles with an eating disorder. So I won't dive too deeply into that. So I think it's important to remember, whatever struggles you're going through, never struggle alone. Reach out to someone that you trust. Reach out to organisations and charities, because they are there to support. And I think we should all talk about mental health. We should all talk about how we're feeling, because it's okay not to be okay. And I know that's a mantra that's often used, but it's true. So on that note, I will love you and leave you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and let me know in the comments below how you're doing. Let's share the love, and Merry Christmas. Take care.